matters. Joining us now for more on this, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. He is a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, great to have you with us.
Always good to be with you. Thank you.
And we will talk more about what happened in the Judiciary Committee as well. But let's talk about this. We just heard Congresswoman Omar. She is pretty mad. She says this isn't fair. And here's something else that she tweeted on this topic. The fact that this has become a sole focus for Speaker McCarthy and that he is personally whipping votes for this is really pathetic. Not the debt ceiling or all the actual priorities a speaker should be fighting to deal with and whip votes for. It's funny, she didn't take this tack when Speaker Pelosi was doing the same thing to Republicans, and she says this effort to block her is pathetic. What do you say?
I say that you have to represent some level of accountability when you're a congressperson. When you call, Jewish folks dogs, when you level the kind of criticisms to their culture, to their faith, to their religion, the things that she said then, and other things that she has said as well, how can you be surprised when something like this happens, number one? Number two, there's precedent, and we didn't set the precedent. The Democrats set the precedent when they removed people from committee for far, far less, including Jim Jordan. I mean, the bottom line is here, her thoughts do not represent anything that I think is that we could be proud of or believe represents what a congressman should say, feel, or do. And I think it's an appropriate action. And by the way, Kevin McCarthy and the entire Republican caucus is thinking about a lot more. She's kind of boosting her own ego when she thinks, she's the only thing we're thinking about. She's a little sideshow.
Yeah,
there's a lot of.
If anything, this gave her a little platform to make that speech and get a standing ovation for whatever reason, as we brought you earlier. But yeah, fair point.
It's a good point because just yesterday, Speaker McCarthy, as you know, Congressman, was meeting with the president over the debt ceiling. Here's what McCarthy said after the meeting yesterday.
An hour conversation about this that I thought was a very good discussion, and we walked out saying we would continue the discussion. And I think there is an opportunity here to come to an agreement on both sides.
An opportunity, first of many meetings perhaps. How confident are you a deal will be reached, and any idea on the timeline?
Well, we have to obviously deal with the debt ceiling. And what we need to do is to make sure that we have a responsible debt ceiling and we stop the expensive, excessive spending that we send money all over the world. And I could, talk about, sexual equity studies that are going on in Pakistan, or I could speak about what they're doing to reinforce the borders in Jordan and Egypt, or a host of other things where the World Health Organization lies to us and we give them money. We spend billions all over the world. We shouldn't cut things that people need like Medicare and Social Security, and will not. So here's the bottom line. We need a responsible debt ceiling. We just can't keep spending like this because it'll keep pushing inflation up. And we can, we just have to be circumspect. We have to be careful. Joe Biden said one thing one day and the next day he doesn't even remember what he said the day before. So we'll see.
Congressman, I know you got to run to vote, but I wanted to ask you real quick about that House Judiciary Committee hearing. It went off the rails a bit yesterday. Let's take a look.
I'm asking Mr. Gates, will you now accept the amendment?
Well, I'm concerned that you may be disqualifying too many of your own members, Mr. Cicilline.
I'm not concerned about that at all. Then agree to the amendment.
Let's
make this real. If you want to give someone the right to stand before the House Judiciary Committee and lead the Pledge of Allegiance at a bare minimum, let's guarantee that that person has not participated or supported or in any way helped an overthrow of the government of the United States.
Would the gentleman
yield?
yield?
It's like a simple proposition.
All right, so they were going back and forth. Gates wanted to have the the Pledge of Allegiance said before every committee meeting. David Cicilline seemed to object to that. So did Jerry Nadler. How are things going on that committee? A little chippy up there.
Myself for a period of time on this, and said that what they were saying and doing, this is an upside down world. They literally were trying to say that it takes too long to say the pledge before the committee meeting. And they literally tried to say that this was the second time they might have to say the pledge in one day. God help them, because that's a terrible thing to actually have to stand up, pledge allegiance to the flag, put your hand on your chest. I don't want to hear it. They don't want to do the pledge. They voted it down last time when they were in control, and they're trying to not do it now. Not only should there be a pledge, there should be a moment of silence. And I'm sick of it. This is the Pledge of Allegiance of the greatest nation in the world. And when you look at that red, white, and blue, that red represents the blood that men and women shed all over the face of this earth in order to keep people free. And they don't want to just do a Pledge of Allegiance. It disgusted me. It was wrong. I can't believe that they actually brought it up. And either constituents.
How are we supposed to get to the bottom of anything in that committee if the Democrats don't even want to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Congressman Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, four-time Golden Globe winning actor Jon Voight has joined the fight to defend Newsmax from direct